Hey guys, Nate and Scott here with PlayYourCourt.com. Today we're talking about how to beat the pusher and the counter puncher.
All right, guys, so today we're talking about a huge common problem area for a lot of players, beating the dreaded pushers, the dreaded counter punchers, a lot of the players that we just don't have a blueprint to beat. This video is for players with a player court rating of 60 to 80. If you don't know what that means, that's your fault for not being inside the community. So click the button in the link below and join. You can figure it out. Talk to me. I know there's broad strokes here. There's some common things that we all hear when we play pushers, like broader things like be patient, but
yeah,
there's
I think one,
here.
it's the connotation of what a pusher is.
Right.
Okay, so from 3-5 to I would say about 4-5, right? Like it's probably the most common opponent that we hear as coaches that people are having problems with, and typically it's because of a poor strategy or just a poor execution of the strategy. But first, let's identify what a pusher is. I hear, people online saying that Nadal's a pusher, and that's just not true.
God,
right?
I wish.
Yeah, it's like, so like maybe it looks like a moon ball, but we're talking about a extremely aggressive ground strokes. When we're talking about pushing, we're talking about people that aren't taking full strokes, or maybe they're just not, the stroke isn't weaponized, right? But we're talking about like a lot of blocking, half strokes, and then occasionally, do you get players that are dropping back off the baseline, waiting for the ball to send, and then moonballing up. Yeah, that kind of pushers.
When I think pusher, right? It's just a dude that gets everything back, regardless of technique. Like the ball's coming back, right?
It's coming back, man.
Like somebody that's just going to let me beat myself. They're not hitting winners. They're not doing damage. They're just going to run down every ball, get them back, and let me have a mental breakdown.
Yeah. So what separates the pusher from the counter puncher, right? So the counter puncher, this is somebody that's a lot more advanced. When we talk about some of the best counter punchers in the world, we're talking about Lane Hewitt, Michael Chang. I mean, we could go on and on. Nadal to some degree, although his offense is quite good.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I would say that's solid, a solid example. But these are guys that are waiting to use your offense, your pace against you. They're not just trying to defend, and this is a mindset thing, right? Like the pusher's just risk aversion, and they are not interested in making mistakes. Counter punchers are just looking for the opportunity for you to bite off more than you can chew and create an opening. Maybe it's a passing shot or creating an angle off the incorrect play. We're gonna jump right into this. We're gonna show you several methods strategies in order to beat these two types of players, and they work for both, right? They're both fairly different, but the strategies are gonna work for both. And we'll go ahead and jump into the first example now. In this first example, what we're gonna see is Scott battle for position to where he can get his feet inside the baseline. And although the ball may be high, might be loopy, he's gonna take the ball on the rise. He's gonna look to drive the ball in order to take advantage of the point. And this is all about positioning. Sometimes what we're doing is we're staying behind the baseline, changing position, and we're just too deep to really make an impact. So step one, we're going to take the ball early and look to change direction and be offensive when we can get inside the baseline. All right, in this next demonstration, what we're gonna see now is that anytime I'm popping the ball up, whether it be a block, chip, if I'm just rolling high topspin, Scott's gonna look for the opportunity to take this ball in the air. And for you guys, if you're looking to really conquer and defeat the pusher, counter puncher, you've gotta have a swing volley in your arsenal. If you're not quite comfortable with the swing volley yet, use the transition volley, but you can't allow the pusher, counter puncher to extend points. Got to get in, take the ball in the air, transition forward, and look to finish. Our number 3 strategy is all about making the pusher, counter puncher uncomfortable. You got to remember, these guys want to run, right? Like these men and women thrive on long points. They have phenomenal fitness, but they like moving on a lateral line, right? They want to be behind the baseline where it's safe. So one of the best strategies, if not the best, is to simply bring them forward, all right? Bringing them in where they're a little bit more uncomfortable at net and then working through passing shots and lobs. The first opportunity you're gonna have is when your opponent, the pusher, counterpuncher, is serving. All right, this isn't drop shots. Don't necessarily think about like you're going for drop shot winners. We wanna dink them and dunk them. We wanna pull them in short, and as they come in, close the net and put away the volley / overhead, or just short chips in the court. Not necessarily a drop shot, but just bringing them in where maybe they're a little bit more uncomfortable. All right, guys, we covered 3 tactics, all extremely important for beating the pusher, the counterpuncher. The fourth, what we're gonna talk about is simply patience. All right, and this is a mindset, and it happens before you get on court. If you know who you're playing, you know that they're gonna get 1,000 balls back, you know they're gonna run everything down. Maybe you see them 3, lines up on the draw. 1, get through your first match, but 2, like going into this match, you know it's going to be a battle of attrition. You've got to be ready to fight, and you've got to tell yourself it's going to be a 2-hour match. It's going to be a long match, and I'm going to stay patient, and I'm going to look for opportunities, and using the tactics that we just discussed, you're going to have some success. There's going to be one other thing they're going to look for too. What is that?
Visual cues, yeah. So while you're being patient, at some point you've got to actually, have some friendly fire here and do some damage, right? So patience first, but then watch for the racket face, watch for them reaching, watch for opportunities for you to step into the court or for you to move in and take that ball out of the air. If you see your opponent reaching, you know they're hitting the ball up, you know that's a great time to sneak into the net, and make sure you're stepping in and taking all those balls that you're comfortable on the rise inside the baseline to do more damage.
We'll link it in the video below, guys. It's remember, we have this saying, if you see their back, you gotta attack, right? So if you see this,
I believe you named that video, Baby Got Back, Gotta Attack.
Maybe. You're welcome.
Because he's a child.
All right, guys, so we covered, let's go through them. We talked about taking the ball early, getting your feet inside the baseline anytime you have that opportunity, be aggressive and attack. Number 2, we talked about taking the ball in the air, swing volleys and transition volleys. 3, the old dink 'em and dunk 'em. When you have the opportunity to bring them in, move forward, cut off the volley, or you can stay back and look for the lob or the passing shot. Maybe the most important tip. All right, and then the 4th and 5th, patience. 5th, look for the visual cues.
Yep. Guys, as always, hope this instruction helps. It is for a very specific skill level. If you're an advanced level player, you're probably not struggling to beat pushers anymore. And if you're a beginner, probably have no idea what we're talking about, which is why these videos are for a custom rated player inside of our Player Court community. So do us a favor, click the button in the link below, check out the community. We'll give you the custom video coaching you need based on your skill level, and we'll match you with players in your area at your same skill level to practice all the stuff you see in our videos. We'll hopefully see you guys inside the community soon. Also, on our channel, we'd love to see more of you. Please press the subscribe button, the like button if you enjoyed this content today. Hopefully we'll see you in more of our videos here on YouTube as well soon.
See you guys.